get their frozen treats, please view us from up on the deck or near the viewing windows. Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to our new fall hours. We are doing our 1 o'clock broadcast and we are waiting to see our bears come. They are having their frozen treats today, probably the last of the season for the frozen treats. It's not really real hot today, but we have to use them up. So their frozen treats consist of usually cranberry juice as a base. And then we add some chopped up fruit, usually peaches, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, whatever we have. Maybe some apples chopped up, and then some peanuts for a treat. As you've been watching, you can see that our bears are moving very, very slow and not wanting so much to eat, but just to kind of see what each other has. This morning, you probably watched our director, Scott, keep Honey involved in eating some apricots, which she very much enjoyed, and she enjoys Scott's company. And Holly was about 3 feet from her, not really eating, but kind of enjoying the fact that she could sit near Honey and not get huffed at. So it's really working out well here with the two females, as long as they kind of keep their distance as to knowing who gets what and when. So as we wait for Lucky and Holly to make their appearance, and Honey, Honey needs to be called out too. She's inside the window den, I do believe. I'm not even sure, I didn't check, so sorry, I can't really say that. As we wait for them, it's really a nice day here. As you can see, some of the leaves are changing. We've had some pretty cool nights, and that is encouraging our bears to start digging and maybe slowing down and getting prepared to den. As you know, in the past, Lucky has always denned first here. But we don't know this year. We don't know if Holly's going to den first or if Lucky's going to den first. If you could see her little face up close and personal, you'll see the dirt on her nose and that she's been digging and making her dens larger for herself. And perhaps Lucky, he does have dirt on him once in a while, so maybe he's been checking out the outside dens too. But I'm not sure he would give up the coziness of his bunkers once his straw is added for a outside den. It's pretty ferocious out here in this 2.5 acres. We never know when a hare's going to come up and want to den with him. So he shares his den with the mice and the little critters and of course, his beautiful rubber ducky. So we're still waiting to see if Holly and Lucky appear. My thoughts are they're probably up in the log cabin rearranging things. I'm surprised it's still standing the way they play in it. You also know that Lucky is now over 400 pounds and Holly is over 200 pounds. We're not going to give exact weights now, so we have a denning contest going on to see how much the bears weigh when they go into den. If anyone here is curious, I will be glad to answer that question after we're off the air. Honey is, I guess she's pretty reluctant to come out too, but she's probably stuffed with apricots right now and doesn't really want the treats. As I said, it's a nice, cool going into fall here. Our bears slowing down means that it's fall transition time. Many of the wild bears are probably the females that are going to have cubs have already sought out a den and maybe inside that den. Females, of course, with first-year cubs are going to probably be the last bears in because they want those cubbies as large as they can get them before they go into den. And the giant, the huge males, the older males, they kind of wander off one by one as the month continues to go into October. And usually by the mid-October, all the bears around this area are usually in hibernation. So fall transition starts usually right after hyperphagia, hyperphagia is the month of August here, and that's when the bears are eating the largest amount of food to bulk them up to get ready for hibernation. So as fall transition sets in, the bears slow down, their metabolism slows down, their eating slows down, and they start looking or preparing the den that they've already chosen for the year. Den preparation here means that we provide the bears with straw and they prepare their own dens. I like to incorporate some of the ground clutter such as leaves and maybe some balsam so that the bears can incorporate wild things into their dens also. Wild bears don't have the opportunity to have straw, but they do have ground clutter. And they will break off balsam branches to make a nice bed for themselves. They'll rake in leaves, and that makes the ground a little bit softer on the inside, even though they don't need it, because many bears go into hibernation with between 4 and 6 inches of fat on their bodies to help them get through the long winter. In this area, bears are in hibernation for approximately 7 months, usually go in between mid-September and late October, and they don't emerge, sometimes with cubs, until late April. Our bears here start their fall transition now and will go into hibernation between October and December. As you know, honey is usually always the last one to go into hibernation. So we'll see how it works this year with our young one to see if Holly will den the same as Lucky, or perhaps soon after Lucky, or maybe just before Lucky. We're not sure what's going to happen. We do know that both bears are slowing down, and Lucky has been observed laying on the back of his bunker den, which means that when that starts happening, he's reluctant to come down for his food, and generally it means it's time for him to just kick back, relax, and when the straw comes, he'll start making his beds. When is the straw coming? I think I will be gone for a week, and I think as soon as I get back, we will prepare the dens for them. So hopefully by the end of next week at this time, we will be preparing dens. Your pass here, your armband is good all day. We closed today at 4 o'clock. Our new hours for the fall started today. We are open daily from 10 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We will be doing the live broadcast enrichments at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. So all you chatters out there and everyone watching us, 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. We'll also have our behind the scenes that start at noon, at 2 and at 3. This morning we did do a 10:30, and we will probably continue to do that through the rest of the fall. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I can't say much for Lucky and Holly. I don't know where they are. So we'll just have to wait and see if they eventually show up. Honey will enjoy hers by herself, and that's a good thing for Honey. We encourage our visitors, if you're in the area and would like to visit the Wolf Center, it's located about 2 miles on the other side of town. And if you're interested in memberships at all to help us with our process here, we are a nonprofit, please ask our cashier for details about memberships. Thank you again for listening. Thank you all you chatters and our PTZ drivers, our moderators. Thank you all for the wonderful job that you do to continue to enlighten us and keep everyone educationally focused. Thank you.